Chosen one, breathe in for a moment. Hold it. Now let it go. Because what I am about to speak is going to land somewhere deep inside you in a place you don't show anyone. I was not supposed to release this word yet, but heaven stopped me and said, "Speak now." Someone's spirit has been trembling all day, and God told me, this is the moment they will finally understand why the money has not been released yet. And when I say money, I am not speaking of pocket change or temporary provision. I am speaking of the inheritance, the abundance, the financial elevation heaven has promised you. The one your spirit has been waiting for, the one your life has been shaped around. You felt the delay in your chest, didn't you? That heaviness when you wonder, God, what is taking so long? The quiet disappointment you never say out loud, the frustration you bury under your breath, and yet something in you refuses to give up. Stay here with me. Do not scroll. Heaven orchestrated this moment, and if you stay until the end of this message, something inside you will shift. Chosen one, there has been a whisper inside your spirit, faint but persistent. At night, when the world felt too loud and too heavy, you felt it. In the morning, when the weight of responsibility pressed against your ribs, you felt it. That soft voice saying, wait, not yet, hold on. And you didn't understand why. You prayed, you worked, you pushed, you believed. And still, the release has not come. You are not imagining it. Everything around you has felt slower. Opportunities paused. People pulled away. Life moved like thick water instead of wind. Even your breath has felt different, shallow at times, deeper at others. And your spirit has been asking, God, why? Let me tell you something that is going to hit you in your chest. You are not being delayed. You are being positioned. That ache in your ribs is not fear. It is alignment. You have been withdrawing from crowds without knowing why. You have been sensing energy shifts before they happen. Your dreams have been more vivid. Some of you have woken up in the middle of the night with your heart pounding, as if someone called your name in the spirit. People think you are fine, but they do not see the heaviness behind your eyes. They do not see the trembling in your hands after long days. They do not see the loneliness you have been carrying like a silent storm. But heaven sees it. Heaven has been whispering to you through every discomfort. God has been shifting things around you in this very moment. This isn't happening to you. It's happening for you. Listen to me carefully. Your spirit needs to hear this part. Take a deep breath. Now hold it. Let it go slowly. Because the release you have been waiting for, the financial elevation, the resources, the provision, has not been withheld from you out of punishment or neglect. God has not forgotten you. Heaven is not ignoring your prayers. What you are feeling is an atmosphere that is being rearranged around your life. A door slightly ajar, a flicker of light in a dark room, wings unfolding where you least expect it. These flashes aren't random. They are signs that you have entered a moment heaven has been preparing you for. A moment that requires stillness before the breakthrough. Something sacred has been forming behind the scenes, and even though your natural eyes cannot see it, your spirit has been sensing it. That is why you have been feeling everything more intensely. Emotions, energy, people's intentions, even the presence of God. Your sensitivity is not weakness. It is a sign of activation. Lean in for a moment, because this part is important. There is a reason why your relationships shifted. There is a reason doors that once opened easily now feel sealed. There is a reason money has moved strangely around you. This season feels different because it is different. Heaven is rearranging the spiritual infrastructure of your life, your connections, your environment, your foundation, before releasing what you've been praying for. If God released the money before the rearrangement, the blessing would be poured into unstable ground, and heaven refuses to let what is sacred fall into the wrong hands. You have felt isolated because God has been shielding you. You have felt misunderstood because he has been separating your identity from old versions of yourself. You have felt delayed because timing is being perfected, not postponed. You have felt financially stretched because heaven has been cleansing your relationship with provision, transforming you from survival mode to destiny mode. Let me speak to the part of you that has been hiding, the part that worries when no one sees, the part that still wonders if maybe you did something wrong, the part that feels secretly unworthy of abundance. You did not lose God's favor. You did not miss your moment. You are not being punished. You are being prepared. A warm breath runs down your spine as I say this, because your spirit recognizes it as truth. Your chest softens. Your breathing deepens. Something in you begins to unclench. You are remembering who you are. Chosen one, you are not here by accident. Heaven is about to reveal why you've been feeling this way. The delay is not denial. It is protection. The silence is not absence. It is strategy. And what I am about to say next will confirm everything. If your spirit is resonating with this, if your chest feels warm, if your breath feels different, if something inside you is stirring, that is your sign. Something sacred is opening for you right now. And the next words I speak will take you deeper into understanding why heaven has kept the release sealed until this moment. Chosen one, do you hear me? I see you. I have been watching the quiet tremor beneath your smile, the way your shoulders carry weight no one gave you permission to hold. Lean in close to your own chest for a moment. Place your hand there. Feel the place that has been heavy, the pulse that has been keeping secrets. I can feel the weight behind your silence. I can feel the mornings you rose before the house woke because you could not sleep under the noise of unanswered questions. There is a part of you that has been carrying more than you ever speak, and tonight that part is finally being named. You've learned to smile in rooms that do not understand you. You have perfected politeness when inside there is a storm. People misread your intentions even when your heart was pure. They twist your gentleness into weakness, your clarity into stubbornness. You give and sometimes receive suspicion in return. You have been the one who forgives quickly because you cannot afford to hold grudges, yet your loyalty has often become the place where others take without returning. You know this tiredness, those nights where sleep comes but rest doesn't. You wake and your spirit is still awake, replaying conversations, reliving moments where you were misread, misunderstood, or betrayed. The eyes across the table do not see the long nights you carried a plan in your mind. No one sees the rehearsed optimism you wear when creditors call or when someone asks about your future, but heaven has been taking note. You are not strange for feeling this way. This is not dysfunction, this is initiation. What you thought was isolation was actually a workshop where God was teaching you to be alone with Him so that when the crowd finally sees you, your foundation will not fracture. Imagine Joseph in that pit, sold, hidden, overlooked, yet there was a purpose pressing under his humiliation, a positioning that would one day place him at a table of influence. Imagine David alone in the cave, knowing the roar of pursuit while learning the sound of worship. You have been in that space. The loneliness was not punishment. It was protection and preparation. Your soul's fatigue is the evidence of training, not defeat. You have been misread by those closest to you. The closest ones sometimes become the sharpest stones against your feet. You poured into people who later turned away. Your circle has been rearranged. People you trusted went quiet. Still, inside you keeps a secret flame. You kept believing. Even when your cup felt empty, you kept the ritual of faith. That is not weakness. That is the courage that forges kings and queens in silence. The wounds you hide are not marks of failure. They are badges of covenant, a record that you have survived what would have broken lesser hands. There is a particular kind of exhaustion that lives in the bones of the chosen. You wake from sleep and your spirit still hums with prayers you didn't finish aloud. Your hands tremble when the bill is larger than expected. Your fingers remember scarcity in a way your mind cannot explain. You sense atmospheres changing before anyone names them. A person walking into a room can make your stomach knot. Dreams visit you like messengers, fragmented, urgent, revealing threads of a future you cannot yet assemble. These are not pathologies, these are call signs. The gift of sensitivity means you sense the world's undercurrents. It means you are early to storms and early to harvests. Do not let anyone tell you that feeling is the same as failing. Feeling is the currency of the chosen. It is how heaven informs the one it intends to use. Now listen, your exhaustion is not evidence that God has abandoned you. It is evidence that He has been at work. The confusion you experienced was not punishment, it was refining. The silence you endured was not desertion, it was discipline. You thought you were forgotten, but heaven was shielding you from premature exposure. You thought doors were closing. Some did, but not the doors meant for your assignment. God removed the doors that would have delivered you into compromise. The separation you felt was cradling, not exile. When you were betrayed, heaven was quietly removing those who would have unmannered your destiny. Hold that truth like a lamp in your chest. What looked like loss was sometimes divine subtraction. I know this is hard. Being set apart often looks like being isolated. But the truth that will anchor you is this: your season of quiet has been forming a character capable of stewardship. Wealth and release are not only about money, they are about an office, a position of responsibility that demands maturity. God is not careless with what He entrusts. So the delay you saw in resources, it was heaven calibrating your capacity. The heavy mornings were the schoolroom. You were being taught to carry blessing without being consumed by it. You were being trained to steward influence without losing humility. The hardship was not a lack of love, it was a curriculum. Let me press into the place that still doubts. Breathe with me. Breath in slowly, hold it, release. That tightening in your throat is not accidental. It is the part of you that needs permission to believe that you are seen. God says, I saw the nights you wept alone. I heard the prayers you whispered into your pillow. I recorded the faithful actions when no one applauded. The pain you carry is known. It will not be wasted. It is being refined, retooled, and readied for sacred use. The heartbreak will become a platform. The betrayal will become a boundary that protects what is to come. And here is what changes everything. You were not forgotten to be punished. You were hidden to be positioned. You were not left to learn bitterness. You were hidden to learn sweetness when it finally arrives. The distance you felt from people was the distance God used to place His hand more fully on you. The closed doors were a buffer against premature elevation. You are not being hidden from blessing. You are being hidden within blessing until the blessing is safe to release. Feel that warmth in your chest? That small relief? That is recognition settling in. You are not the problem. The pain was not the end of your testimony. It was the beginning of your credibility. You were being formed to hold anointing, to carry inheritance, to walk through abundance without breaking what was entrusted to you. Let that truth reorganize your thinking. And now, as your spirit tastes this clarity, something in you unfurls. A small air moves through the chamber of your heart, a quiet readiness. Let that readiness be your companion. Let that knowing replace the doubt, because the understanding you have now will prepare you for what heaven is about to do next. A spiritual shift that rearranges your atmosphere, your assignments, and yes, the release itself. If this is landing in you, if your eyes sting and your shoulders lighten, hold on to that sensation. Keep breathing. Keep the flame small and holy. In the next moment, you will sense the movement begin. You will notice a subtle stirring that tells you heaven's timing is finally aligning with your courage. Say quietly, I see why. Say quietly, I receive the making. And when you are ready, breathe in, hold, exhale, and allow the next wave to come. Chosen one, something is shifting around you right now. You can feel it even before I describe it. The air in your room feels slightly different. Your shoulders feel a little lighter, as if someone lifted the edge of a burden you have carried for too long. Your breathing is settling into a calmer rhythm. The atmosphere around your life is changing, even as these words reach you. Heaven is moving on your behalf in real time. Take a slow breath with me. Inhale, hold, now release. Do you feel the space opening inside your chest? That is not imagination. That is alignment. That is the first sign that the spiritual realm has begun rearranging itself around your destiny. What was stuck is beginning to loosen. What was tangled is beginning to untie. What felt confusing is beginning to make sense somewhere deep inside you, even if you cannot explain it with words yet. Your spirit knows before your mind understands. Your hands may feel warm right now. Your fingertips may tingle just slightly, like energy moving through them. Or perhaps you feel a soft coolness running down your spine, a shiver not of fear but of recognition. Your breathing may deepen without you forcing it. The tightness in your throat might soften. Your eyes may feel heavier, the way they do in prayer or in revelation. These sensations are not random. They are confirmation. Heaven is touching your awareness. The fog that has hung over your thoughts is beginning to lift. Your inner world is reorganizing itself, preparing you for what is about to unfold. Chosen one, this shift is not emotional, it is spiritual. What you are sensing right now is the Spirit of God settling into the room with you. It is the atmosphere of transition, and transitions always begin quietly, like dawn breaking before the sun crests the horizon, or like the stillness before rain cleanses the air. Heaven has initiated a movement you cannot stop. You have stepped into divine timing, and divine timing does not bow to human clocks. This is why everything around you felt so strange the past few weeks. The delays were not rejection, they were calibration. The silence was not absence, it was preparation. God has completed a quiet work inside you, and now the next chapter is beginning to unfold. Listen to me. Breathe. Let this settle. Your path is aligning. Your steps are synchronized with heaven. It is time to step into a new season. The delay you experienced was protection. If the money had come earlier, it would have come attached to people who were not meant to walk with you. It would have attracted spiritual attacks you were not yet equipped to handle. It would have anchored you to responsibilities that would have distracted you from purpose. God withheld the release not to punish you, but to preserve you, to shield you from premature elevation that could have cost you more than it gave you. You have passed tests by fire that no one knows about. You walked through nights when your soul cracked open, and yet you prayed. You endured mornings when your chest felt like stone, and yet you rose. You kept moving even when your knees trembled. You stayed faithful even when the evidence looked empty. Heaven saw it, heaven recorded it, and heaven is now rewarding the resilience you thought went unnoticed. Feel this image with me, wings unfolding in slow, steady motion over your life. Not rushing, not shaking, just opening, expanding, covering. Archangel Michael stands to your left, sword drawn, clearing the path that you could not clear by human effort. Gabriel is whispering direction into the confusion that once clouded your decisions, guidance that will become clearer in the coming days. Raphael is touching the places in your heart that were bruised from disappointment, healing wounds you pretended not to feel. You are not walking through this shift alone. The heavenly realm is in full formation around you, and something else is happening. You can feel it. It feels like something is lifting off your shoulders. A clarity is forming where uncertainty once lived. Your spirit feels awake, alert, attentive. It is as though your inner world is glowing softly from the inside, like dawn after a long night, like water flowing quietly at your feet, like candlelight flickering near your heart. This is not poetic language. This is prophetic reality. Light is gathering at your feet. Peace is rising in your chest. Strength is filling your bones. Even Scripture agrees with this moment. Behold, I am doing a new thing. Now it springs forth. Isaiah 43:19 is not a verse. It is a declaration written for moments exactly like this. Gabriel speaks even now. Do not fear the shift. It is alignment. Michael stands guard as heaven repositions you. Raphael lays healing across your inner fractures. You are surrounded by divine order. Listen closely. You are not losing anything right now. You are being positioned correctly. You are not being stripped. You are being lifted. What left your life was not punishment. It was pruning. What fell apart did not collapse. It cleared space. You are not being emptied. You are being prepared to carry more than before. Every loss you feared was actually making room. The shift is not against you. It is for you. Let your heart unclench. Let your spirit stand tall. Breathe in, hold, exhale. Your whole being is entering a new alignment. What once felt scattered is gathering. What once felt broken is mending. What once felt delayed is coming into divine order. And as this shift unfolds, something in you begins to rise. Courage, discernment, clarity. It moves gently at first, then more steadily. It is the awareness that the shift is not only spiritual, it is strategic. Because with every divine shift comes resistance. With every elevation comes a final tightening of the battle. With every breakthrough comes a last push from the forces that tried to stop you before. Your spirit already knows this. That is why you have been sensing the tension, why the spiritual warfare grew louder even as your faith grew stronger. Heaven has begun your repositioning, and because of that, the battlefield around you is reacting. You are stepping into territory you have never walked before. And as heaven repositions you, there is something else you must understand. Something that will make the recent struggles, the sudden pressures, the mental battles, the emotional waves, the strange dreams, and the spiritual attacks all make sense. Take another breath with me, slow, deep, steady. Because now we enter the place where the warfare intensifies, not because you are weak, but because you are closer to breakthrough than you have ever been. Chosen one, listen carefully now, because the air around you is tightening for a reason. The battle around your life has intensified, not because you are losing ground, but because you are standing in the final stretch of a long spiritual war. Hell has been louder because heaven is closer. The resistance you've been feeling, those sudden waves of anxiety, that pressure in your chest, the confusion that came out of nowhere, none of it is random. It is strategic, it is targeted, it is timed. You are standing at the threshold of the release, and darkness is making its last attempt to pull you backward before you cross over. You've felt it in your mind first, the whisper of failure that wasn't your voice, the intrusive thoughts that tried to make you question your worth, the sudden heaviness that slid into your spirit without warning. One moment you were fine, and the next you felt something press against your thoughts, like an invisible weight pinning down your hope. You tried to shake it off, but it followed you into the next room, into the next task, into the next night of sleep. These mental attacks have not been random. They have been a direct response to the spiritual shift already unfolding around you. Then it hit your emotions. You woke with a chest tightness you couldn't explain. Your mood shifted without provocation. 1 minute steady, the next minute overwhelmed. Waves of confusion washed through you at the most inconvenient times. A trembling in your hands, a hollowness in your stomach, a sudden urge to withdraw from everyone. These emotional currents were not weakness, they were warfare. The enemy has been trying to destabilize your heart right as God is preparing to anchor your future. And then the attacks came through people. Individuals who once supported you suddenly turned cold. Conversations that once flowed became tense. Someone you helped deeply became distant without explanation. You noticed strange misunderstandings, words twisted, intentions questioned, motives misread, gossip you didn't earn, silence you didn't deserve, the betrayal you never saw coming, all orchestrated not by flesh and blood, but by the spiritual resistance that always rises before elevation. The enemy uses people, not because those people are evil, but because the enemy is strategic. He knows relational wounds hit harder than any other. Life circumstances have also shaken. Places that were once stable suddenly felt fragile. Plans collapsed at the last minute. Unexpected delays interfered with your progress. Jobs slowed, opportunities paused, communications failed, money flowed strangely. Everything that seemed predictable felt suddenly uncertain, as though the ground beneath your feet was shifting without warning. These disruptions were not signs of abandonment. They were signs of rearrangement, but in the moment, they felt like chaos. And yes, the dreams, the shadows you felt when trying to sleep, the visions that startled you awake at 3 a.m., the symbolic images, doors closing, unfamiliar faces watching, running through corridors, climbing mountains, fighting unseen forces. These nocturnal battles were not hallucinations. They were spiritual engagements. Your spirit was fighting while your body rested. Heaven was positioning you even in the night, refusing to let the enemy write the final chapter of your story. But hear me, none of these attacks mean what you think they mean. They are not signs that you are failing. They are signs that you are close, very close. The attack is proof of your anointing. Hell only fights what heaven is preparing to elevate. The closer you get to your calling, the louder the opposition becomes. You are not under attack because you are weak. You are under attack because you are essential, because your release has implications far beyond you, brighter, deeper, wider than you realize. Your breakthrough threatens the territory that darkness has tried to claim. Your abundance threatens generational curses. Your elevation threatens cycles that have lasted decades. Chosen one, you are not weak. You are forged. You were built for this battle. Your spirit is older than your wounds. Your bloodline has been waiting for someone like you, someone whose resilience outlives the storm, someone whose faith burns even in valleys, someone who rises even when they fall. Let this truth hit your chest. You are not breaking. You are breaking through. You are not losing. You are being sharpened. You are not falling. You are rising. You are not alone. You are surrounded by angels. Look in the spirit for a moment. Michael stands beside you, sword drawn, intercepting attacks that were meant to destroy you. He has been standing guard at your left, deflecting what would have overwhelmed your mind. Gabriel is present as well, whispering clarity into the fog of indecision, preparing to deliver strategies and instructions you will need for the next season. Raphael hovers near your wounds, the emotional ones you never admitted, the heartbreaks you tucked away, the disappointments that still ache. He is covering them with light, mending them layer by layer. You have never been unprotected. You have been covered even when you felt alone. And this is why the battle has been fierce. This is the final battle before the crown. This is the spiritual tightening that always happens when heaven is about to release something that shifts your entire trajectory. Your assignment is changing. Your season of hiding is ending. The enemy sensed the elevation before you did, and he panicked. He attacked because he knows what is coming. He fought because he knows you are about to cross a threshold he cannot follow you into. Chosen one, hear this with your whole being. This battle is the last before your breakthrough. Let that sentence echo inside your ribs. Let it vibrate through your spine. Let it melt into your spirit like fire meeting oil. And now, in the middle of this battle, heaven has a message for you. Lean into your heart, slow your breath, because what God is about to say next will speak directly into the war you've been fighting. Chosen one, quiet your spirit for a moment. Slow your breath. Feel the atmosphere around you settle, because now the voice shifts. This is not me speaking about God. This is the moment heaven opens its mouth. Hear me, my chosen. I, the Lord, speak to you now. I saw you cry last night. The tears you wiped quickly so no one would ask what was wrong. Those tears were not wasted. I saw the heaviness you carried when you thought you had to hold yourself together alone. I heard the prayer you never said out loud, the whisper in your chest that never reached your lips. I watched you survive nights that should have broken you, battles you fought without applause, decisions you made in the dark because you wanted to protect people who never protected you. I saw how they spoke against you. I saw the moments you hid your pain so others could feel supported. I saw the wound you covered because you didn't want to be a burden. And I need you to know this: you were never unseen. You were never unheard. You were never abandoned. I have been closer to you than your breath. When your chest tightened with worry, my hand steadied your heartbeat. When your mind raced with fear, I whispered peace into your thoughts. When you lifted your eyes in frustration and asked, God, why is this taking so long? I was there in the silence, not withholding love, but shaping purpose. I allowed the silence so you could learn to hear my whisper. I allowed the separation so you could step into alignment. I hid my hand so your faith could grow roots instead of branches. I removed certain people because they could not go where I am taking you. I closed the doors because the wrong ones were knocking. I was not delaying you, I was protecting you. If I had released the money earlier, you would have tied it to people who were never meant to be part of your destiny. You would have invested in hands that were not clean. You would have built foundations on ground not prepared to hold you. If I had allowed abundance before wisdom matured, the blessing would have overwhelmed you instead of uplifted you. Hear me, beloved. The delay was not punishment. It was insulation. It was covering. It was timing. I never left you, even when you felt the coldness of loneliness, even when you felt doors shut with no explanation, even when you walked through disappointment that felt like betrayal. I was there, shielding you from premature exposure, shielding you from people who would have drained your spirit and devoured your blessing, shielding you from cycles that would have stolen what I intend to multiply. Every tear you cried was collected in my hands. Every breath you struggled to take was strengthened by my presence. Every moment you thought you had to survive alone, I carried the weight you could not bear. And now, my chosen, lift your eyes, because I am restoring your name. The whispers spoken behind your back will no longer define you. The judgments made against you will fall to the ground. The reputation the enemy tried to tarnish will shine with my approval. Where you were overlooked, you will be remembered. Where you were dismissed, you will be honored. Where you were doubted, you will be vindicated. I am lifting your head. Feel that warmth rising at the center of your chest. That is dignity returning to you. That is identity settling into its rightful place. That is the weight of shame falling off like old chains. You are not who the world said you were. You are who heaven declares you to be. I am strengthening your spirit. I am sending peace into your home. I am healing what was wounded. I am redeeming lost time. Light will return to your mornings. Calm will return to your breath. Joy will return to your bones. And now hear this clearly. I am opening doors no one can shut. The opportunities that slipped away were never yours. The ones coming now cannot miss you. You will be placed where your voice will matter, where your presence will shift rooms, where your wisdom will bear fruit. I am sending the right people to cover you, people who honor your value, people who speak life into you, people who carry integrity in their hands and loyalty in their spirit. I am breaking generational burdens. What tormented your family line will not cross into your chapter. What bound those before you will stop at your feet. You have been chosen not only to rise, but to end what should have ended long ago. And hear my promise. You will rise. You will overcome. You will walk in purpose. You will stand in authority. Archangel Michael steps forward even now. The battle is won, he says. Stand firm. Gabriel whispers, the instructions will come in your dreams. Listen. Raphael breathes healing over the fragile places within you. Your heart is being mended. Feel that, chosen one, a gentle warmth spreading across your chest, a release in your shoulders, a softness in your breath. That is heaven's touch. That is restoration unfolding right now. Now speak this with your own voice, even if only a whisper. Heaven knows my name. I am chosen for this season. I am protected. I am guided. I am covered. If you feel it, type it in the comments. I receive this. Let this word rest in your spirit for a moment. Let it sit like light on water. Let your breath slow. Let your heart unclench. Because what comes next is not explanation, it is sealing. What heaven began in you must now be anchored so no enemy can uproot it. Take a slow breath, hold it, release. Your spirit is ready for what comes next. Chosen one, breathe. Let your shoulders fall just a little. Let your jaw loosen. Let your spirit rest for a moment. You entered this message with weight, but you are leaving with clarity. Feel the stillness settling around you like warm air after rain. Let the peace of God settle over you right now. Slow, gentle, steady. You are safe here. You are covered here. Your heart feels different, doesn't it? Something inside you shifted today, not in your imagination, but in your spirit. The heaviness that sat on your chest is loosening. The confusion that clouded your mind has thinned like mist under sunlight. Your breathing is deeper. Your inner world is quieter. This is the sign. Transformation has begun inside you. You are not the same person who pressed play. Something sacred has opened in you, and it will not close. Let your heart unclench. Allow this moment to soften you. Heaven has been moving around you, but now heaven has moved within you. You can feel it in your bones, in the rhythm of your breath, in the weight of your eyelids. There is peace now where there used to be strain. There is clarity now where there used to be confusion. There is warmth now where there used to be uncertainty. Chosen one, let me cover you in prayer. Father, we seal this word over every soul listening right now. Cover them with your presence the way the morning light covers the horizon. Let your peace enter their home like a breeze that fills every corner with calm. Let clarity settle into their mind, washing away every whisper of doubt, every shadow of fear. Let healing flow into the wounds they never speak of, the ones hidden in their chest, behind their smile, beneath their strength. Let your protection surround them on every side, like wings sheltering them from every unseen storm. Let your light flow over their life. Let it move through their breath, through their bones, through the hidden rooms of their heart. Let nothing formed against them stand. Let no voice that speaks against them prosper. Let no plan of the enemy take root. Cover them with your wings. Cover their household. Cover their steps. Cover their future. Chosen one, release now what you were never meant to carry. Release the fear. Let it fall off you like dust. Release the guilt. Let it dissolve like smoke in the wind. Release the heaviness. Let it break like old chains at your feet. Release every voice that said you weren't enough. Release every memory that tried to anchor you to who you no longer are. Let it go. Let it go. Breathe it out. You are not meant to carry what you've carried for this long. Your spirit is lighter now because heaven has lifted the weight. And now, the seal. I seal this breakthrough over your life. We seal this word in your heart. This revelation is now locked into your spirit. No enemy can steal what heaven has planted in you today. No darkness can uproot what God has affirmed. No fear can overturn what God has released. You are marked. You are covered. You are held. Chosen one, declare this with your voice or whisper it if that's all your strength can do. I am chosen. I receive this word. I am covered. Heaven knows my name. Write it in the comments if your spirit is ready. I am chosen. This is not promotion. This is activation. Your declaration becomes your agreement with heaven. Let this final reassurance settle over you like a soft blanket. You are safe. You are chosen. You are covered. You are not alone. Heaven walks with you. Your story is protected. Your steps are guided. You are watched over in ways you cannot see but can feel in moments like this. Let the warmth spread across your chest. Let the quiet return to your breath. Let your spirit sit gently in this peace. Rest now, chosen one. Go in peace. Let this word breathe in you. Let it settle like oil on your spirit. Until next time, stay covered.